This is the Carnival of Red River, in the heart of Louisiana's Bayou Country. The year is 1910. For generations, the traveling carnival has put on a spectacle of wonder and amazement for the small town of Red River. But this year will be different because this time, when they arrive, so does a strange curse that will force the people of Red River to confront the sins of their ancestors. The ghost of a young woman in tattered clothes runs across the street and jumps into the river. When Claude tells his mother about it, she reveals the truth about Red River. She was born in this town, you see, but she had to flee after the sheriff found out she was part black. In the slave era, they performed human sacrifices and other dark rituals to make sure their crops would flourish and their money would keep multiplying. That is, until now. They sneak into the town's Founders' Day celebration dressed as clowns, and when the clock strikes midnight, they stand on a table, tell everyone the real story of Red River. At first, the townspeople are angry and try to stop them. But as more and more people start to see the ghosts, they realize the boys are telling the truth. When Claude shares what he learned in the book with his friend Freddie, whose family were some of the town's founders, Freddie doesn't believe him. That is, until he sees the ghosts for himself. And to cover up their crimes, they made up stories about witches and voodoo priests who lived in the bayous, stories that are still being told today. And now she travels with the carnival to escape the hatred and violence of the outside world. It all starts when 16-year-old Claude, who's part black and part white, starts having visions of men being burned at the stake, bodies hanging from trees, and ghosts that seem to be reaching out to him from the past. Confused and frightened, he tries to share his experiences with others, but they just laugh at him. And as the sun rises over the bayou, everything changes. See, Claude works for the carnival. His mother is the fortune teller and he helps her run the show. You see, Chloe was one of the many slaves who were brought to Red River in the early 1800s. He asks his mother if there's anything they can do to help the ghosts find peace, but she says no. The only thing that would help them is justice, but getting that would be impossible. And when the Louisiana territory was split in half and slavery was outlawed, the people of Red River didn't want to be reminded of their sins. So they built a wall around their town, both literally and figuratively, and tried to erase the memory of slavery from history. But his father is a sharecropper on a nearby plantation. And in the small town of Red River, that makes Claude an outcast. But then one night during the town's Founders' Day celebration, Claude sees something that terrifies him. And the ghost from earlier, well, her name was Chloe, and she haunts the town because she was never allowed to rest. But not all the ghosts could be silenced. And as the years pass, Claude starts to feel their pain and anger growing inside of him like a fever. That is until Claude stumbles upon an old book in the library that reveals how the founding families of Red River built their fortunes. Of course, most people just see those stories as local folklore. Together, Claude and Freddie decide to bring the truth to light. In the end, the people of Red River are forced to choose between what they've always believed and the truth, no matter how painful it might be. This is the host, and if you want to hear more spooky stories like this one, stay tuned for more content.